Hi friends, Andy Vegan. I make a breakfast again with granola, and I have made already different ones. Granola is my favorite breakfast right now, since I found some exciting variations. First with the buckwheaties, and then now here again I come back to this basic mulberry granola. It's made up of 3 ingredients, a little bit more complex than just using buckwheaties. I love buckwheaties, but you know, variety is so important. Yeah. Here the granola is made with 3 ingredients. It's coconut, grated coconut, fresh, and that's my favorite. If you grate it yourself, you have the fresh coconut, and that is a game changer. If you have only dried from the shop you can purchase, it's durable, of course. It's also nice. You can also take that. But if you want to have an extra great one, and it keeps only a week or so, I would say, you have to take the coconut from the shop, the brown coconut, break it open, peel it, and then grate it yourself. That is the most amazing thing. Coconuts, I love them. There are people in the Pacific, South Pacific, I guess, Indian Ocean, where they live on coconuts almost. Amazing studies. They have no problem health-wise, but when you drink only coconut milk or take the coconut fat, there is a downside to the fat because there has so much saturated fats. That is a different kind of fat. Saturated fats are considered not so healthy, and there's a lot of that in coconut, relatively, not only, but some, and that's why people say coconut oil, coconut milk not so good. I don't know. I don't eat these kind of fats anyway so much. Coconut milk, coconut fat, take it in only smallest amounts. So if they are saying it's unhealthy, well, they can do that. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of this debate. I just want to mention that. Anyway, if the whole coconut, you're always safe. It's super healthy and wonderful. Just the problem may arise if you have the product that's not whole food anymore. But anyway, I'm not so sure about that either, right? But because, you know, as a whole food plant-based vegan mainly, you're best off. You know, what else will you care about? Eating a little bit of coconut milk, my goodness, that can't be so bad, you know. So anyway, this is grated coconut whole food, of course, and with mulberries, dried mulberries. Amazing berry. It has even iron in huge amounts. It's a very unique berry. Berries are the healthiest fruit. Yeah? Fruit is the second healthiest food we have. No, the third healthiest. First is green leafy greens. Then spices and herbs, second healthiest. Third, fruit. Berries are the healthiest fruit. So very good off with berries, and mulberries have this huge iron content. Something really people oftentimes have a little bit of problem getting enough, and mulberries taste delicious. They are mild, gentle sweetness, a little bit malty. I love the mulberries, and there is a great thick sauce for a breakfast cereal. So it's not a cereal here, of course, but it's a granola, I would call it. And then the third part is hemp seeds, halved hemp. There we come to the essential fat we need every day. It's rare in plants, but we have it in hemp seeds, omega-3 fatty acid. So the hemp seeds, the mulberries, and the grated coconut, this is the granola to go for some time now. And you can also always combine it with a fruit salad to give it more carbohydrates, the more fruit, freshness. And you can, or just plainly have it with milk. I have this plant milk here, made myself. Keeps for a week. When you make your own plant milk, I would say a week or so, you can reckon, before you have to use it. Might turn sour otherwise, not so good. And this is a Brazil nut hemp milk, with a little bit of dates. And how to make it, you can watch in another video. Same here, I have another video about how to make basic mulberry granola. It's linked under this video. And another video for how to make this Brazil nut hemp milk. It's very simple. You filter it through a nut milk bag, and there you go. This milk tastes a little bit different than all the other milks I make. Yeah, that is the fascinating thing. And I come back to the topic of variety in vegan food. I'll publish a book soon, I hope. It's called Endless Vegan Variety, the subtitle. And this is my great topic. When I became vegan a long time ago, I opened the door to this endless vegan variety, literally. I mean, I didn't cook. I cooked all my life. I've been cooking all my life, but as a vegan, I began totally all over. So many things I never thought even about, especially the nuts and the seed story. You make milk out of it or cheese or so, that can influence my cooking so much. And they have all different flavors, different nutrients. We didn't even dream of that before. We had a long milk culture, yeah, other than from plants in our countries. Many people don't like to leave that. They say, oh, I can never go vegan and so. But with these plant milks, it's a whole total game changer. And it's so great because the variety is so intense, yeah, really. It makes such a difference. You can't even combine all these products. For example, if I have a special combination of milk and I want to combine it with this granola, it tastes bitter, it doesn't work. So I have to be a little bit careful. In this case here, there is a Brazil nut and hemp. And that is a little bit critical because the hemp has a little bit of bitter taste, omega-3 fatty acids and high protein, the seeds in general, and then they taste a little bit bitter sometimes. Some people don't care for that, they don't notice. Some people notice very strongly, so that can be a problem. And especially here with this hemp granola, also hemp in it, it might be a little bit bitter, but that's something I would risk in this case. I tried it before, I think, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. There is a little bit of flavor that reminds me of chocolate a little bit in this granola together with the Brazil nut hemp milk. There's a little bit of this slightly, I would say not bitter, but it is like a chocolate kind of bitterness maybe. And some people might not like it, I don't know. I think it's good. I will try other combinations with this milk and this granola, but today I'll try it. Take a large amount of granola. You can take more or less, of course, that's a big difference. If you take a small amount of granola only and a large fruit salad, it's a different breakfast than a small amount of fruit salad and a large amount of granola. That's a big difference to me. And today I wanted to have a large amount of granola. Usually I take a large amount of fruit salad. Let's do it this time. So this way, I explained to you a little bit complicated because there's a lot of story behind it, yeah, in my thinking and how I do my kitchen. For example, I begin explaining how to make the granola, how to make the nut milk, the plant milk, and these are things that is all important to me, how I cook in my kitchen. I make things ahead of time. That saves me a lot of time. In the moment, I spend some time to make this granola, grating the coconut and so on and so on. That takes some time, but once I get it done, I can make a quick and easy breakfast in minutes, like today. I just combine several dry ingredients and one apple only here. And there's another interesting story about this apple, how I cut it. You see these little triangles here, or not a real triangle, but a kind of, yeah, almost a triangle. It's around here, but you see what I mean. I cut the apple in quarters to cleanse a little bit, and then and then I slice it in these thick slices. Recently I made another granola with a thin sliced apple, thinly sliced on a mandolin, but these thick slices are whole different, and I can make a whole different breakfast when the slices are different. It's interesting, this kind of, I just want to hint at that. So, this is the only fresh fruit here in this breakfast. The other part is raisin and walnuts. Here I have almost a cup, not a whole cup, of walnuts. Hazelnuts, of course, filberts, hazelnuts. And I just put them on the cutting board and halved them. It's very easy. It seems as if the hazelnuts are made to be halved, because you just touch them barely with the cutting knife, with the chef's knife, and they jump open into halves. You see, most of them are halves. I like that better for the granola. And here, some raisins, yeah, a small handful. Raisins are very interesting too because they are like cinnamon, super high in antioxidants, super high, and because of the resveratrol, the red peel of the red grapes especially. And they are perfect to me together with nuts and an apple, for example. I love that combination. I can snack on it. Yeah, the raisins are very sweet, the biting sweetness, very, very characteristic. And the apple balances it with the sweet and sour and this juiciness. And then the nuts come in, dry again and fat, and that also balances the sweetness and gives another texture to it. It's a big variety here. And it also has the missing nutrients from raisins and apples, so it has no fat. Nuts have fat, the raisins have the carbohydrates, and so this is a nice combo. You want to have all the nutrients together to have a full breakfast, and it also reflects in the flavor. I think when all the nutrients are together, the macronutrients, it gives a holistic flavor feeling. I feel I have everything I needed. And that makes me happy after food. So, very simple and mostly dried ingredients here, because I want to have that dry granola at the main part. This is here, and now the granola on the bottom of my glass always. Here. I put it now a larger part, the bottom of my glass. Because today, as I said, is the day for me to try a granola with mostly granola, the biggest part here, or maybe larger than usual like yours, you see. Of course, the granola is the most nutritious, the most calories are in the granola. Yeah? The fruit usually are lower calorie, they have more water in them, but when you have dried fruit like here, of course, the story is different again, because the dried fruit are also denser, the raisins, and also the hazelnuts. They're also denser, have more calories in the same amount. That's why you don't eat that much of the nuts and the dried fruit. Less calories. That's why the counting of calories with macronutrients is connected, and so it's so helpful. Because you talk about how much you eat, yeah? And to make a reckoning of how much you eat. For example, when I wrote my book, that most part is done already, I had to find out about the food. For example, the ecological footprint, and I thought, I was shocked when I saw the nuts. The nuts are super high because they need a lot of water when you produce nuts. They use a lot of water, that makes them very expensive. And I was shocked. I said, oh wow, I didn't know the nuts are not so ecological friendly, right? I thought they were so good. As a vegan, I eat a lot of nuts, so I think I was good. And there are even some products not from plants that have lower. I thought, oh my goodness, what is that? And then I came to my mind that no, that's not true, because I don't eat that many nuts. So because the calories you get from nuts are huge too. So you get a huge amount of calories for a larger amount of ecological footprint. For a larger ecological footprint, you get a huge amount of calories. Yeah. So that sets it back into ratio, in the right ratio. You don't eat as many nuts as apples or bananas, for example. And this reckoning, this math about how dense food is in calories, just in calories, not nutrients, that makes such a difference, and is so important to understand. So now I know, as I don't eat that many nuts, the ecological footprint of my overall menu is still very low as compared to not plant eaters. There are no such as not plant eaters. Every human eats plants, but you know what I'm talking about here, right? So here, this is now a very dense granola without the milk. Put the milk in right now, and then I'm ready. Enjoy it. So let's see. This hemp Brazil nut milk, carefully pour it over everything. And sometimes I happen to end up adding more. When I begin to eat, I work my spoon with my spoon through. You see, this is what it looks like now. It's a granola with a dried fruit here and nuts and seeds, hemp seeds, nuts, and fruit, a little bit of fruit, some dried, one fresh apple only. So that's very cool, very dense and powerful. And that's also a way to have a wonderful warming breakfast in a cold winter day. Winter is coming here in Germany also. Now it's a little bit warmer now. We had the warmest, I think, October it was, or November, since beginning of the time measurement, because since they began reporting temperatures and climate, and so in the 19th century, 1886 or something it was, or 3, I don't know the number exactly, but they have been reporting the weather for 150 years or so. And we had the warmest November or so, I think, in Germany ever since the measuring began. And yeah, it's still a cold winter. The first month of December were very cold, unexpected so. People turn up their heater again, and now it's getting warmer again. The heater goes down. Earlier, before the climate crisis was so in the media, I thought, oh, nice, a cold winter. Let's get it cold. It's nice. I like it. But now I think different. The more cold we have, the more people turn on the heaters, the more the air will pollute. Yeah, it's a transitional period, I think. Hopefully sooner than later, the people will all transition into not fossil fuel for heating and energy, and then we can heat up a little bit more and endure cold temperatures. But it seems the world is, the globe is warming up all the time now. What can we do? First, let's all go vegan. I think that every single one can do that. So that is the thing. Also, the UN, huge studies have proven that going vegan is the single biggest thing every single one can do to reduce their ecological footprint. And that is so important because we can't force politicians to do what they want, what they have to do, what they should do. Yeah? They have to answer to so many issues. Even the green government, like in Germany now, even they have to struggle. They can't just destroy the economy of the country. That would have catastrophic consequences also. So they want to go faster on the climate policy, but they can't. And some of these guys are really good, I know them, and they wouldn't cheat, I believe. But they have to listen to all the people, the voters in democracy, and they didn't want to have a more green government even so far. So that is the pace we have now. And it's a little bit too slow yet. We have to speed up. I don't know if we will succeed stopping the climate crisis. It will have, there are already catastrophes happening. People are dying already. We know that. But what every single one can do, nothing to do with politics, that is going vegan. I think that is not to dispute anymore. Science is there, and that's why I'm doing these vegan videos, basically because we can all do something. And for the animals, of course, the first reason, and then, of course, the planet and our health. So that's what every single one can do. There's no excuse, no government to blame for that. You can do it. Let's do it all. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.